In Huskers Illustrated Radio, presented by the Nebraska Lottery. Coach Hope of Purdue with us here. Coach, thanks for making time today. How's Media Days treated you so far?
Good. You know, you don't win or lose any games today, so there's no pressure. A lot of fun. Have our players up here. It brings a lot of excitement and gets everybody all jacked up for the season, if you will.
No, and this is Nebraska fans excited. Just extremely excited because this traditionally is when you kick off the season. Fall camp starts next week. You guys had a 2-6 conference record last year. You put scares into some teams. How are you building? What's the positive momentum look like for Purdue heading into this season?
Well, I was really proud of our football team last year. We had an inordinate amount of injuries, particularly to key players. We came into the season and lost Ralph Bolden, our top running back. He was the second team All Big Ten running back the 2009 season. We lost Keith Schmidt early in the season, who was the leading receiver in the Big Ten in 2009. And then we got into play, and we were doing well. I think we were 4-1, and then we lost our quarterback, Robert Marr. And he, very talented player. He was Mr. Football in the state of Florida his senior year. He had an ACL injury, and then we had a young quarterback by the name of Rob Henry, who was next in line. He's a fantastic athlete and a real special guy, outstanding leader, and was doing well. And then he had the end of his index finger on his throwing hand tore off in the Ohio State game. You know, so
ouch.
Yeah, it was tough. And he was out for a little while.
Something you can really rub dirt on and just go back in.
It wasn't one of those types.
No.
Absolutely not. But that was tough. Tough to start the season off that way. And at the end of the season, we got into a stretch of losses, but I was really proud of our football team because they kept showing up. You know, we only had 6 seniors that played last year, and we had 18 freshmen that played. So we were probably the youngest football team in all of BCS football, and we played some of the top teams in the country right down to the wire. So even though the season didn't go the way we wanted it to last year, we look back at the 2010 season and realize that it only made us stronger and better prepared for this 2011 season. So we're optimistic we can do well. A lot of good players coming back, and even though we're still young in some ways, we're young but experienced.
And that pays off. You're going to take your lumps when you go the youth route, but it'll pay off, you hope, eventually. And keys for you, it sounds like, stay injury-free to the best of your ability and build on those trials by fire last season. Coach Hope with us here, Huskers Illustrated Radio, talking Boilermaker football. What's your philosophy as a coach, and who are some of the coaches you've worked under? And I guess what are some of the coaching elements you've taken as you've moved on through your career?
Well, you know, that could take all day, but I'll tell you couple of
highlights.
Well, we have really I have 3 marching orders or mission statement, if you will, for our football team. And number 1 is to have fun playing football. Okay. That's really, really important to me. You have to devote your life to football to play at this level, whether you're coaching or playing. You know, and if you're going to commit your life to something, you have to have fun doing it. Yeah. So having fun playing football is one of the goals for our team every year. And then making A's and B's.
Okay.
I'm serious about that.
School, huh?
Was a great school, but right now our football team is closing in on a CUME GPA of a 3.0. We're closing in on a 2.9, and our goal.
That's awesome.
Well, we're very serious about it, and very proud of our guys. I feel like in order for Purdue to compete at the championship level on an annual basis, that I have to surround myself with guys that have enough pride to try to make A's and B's rather than just staying eligible.
Sure.
And third but not last is to be champions. When you start talking about a coaching mentor, something that I wanted to mention to you is that I started my coaching career off in 1981 at Manatee High School in Bradenton, Florida.
In what year?
1981.
Okay. That's a little below the Tommy Frazier.
Well, that's why I'm bringing it up, because I coached all of Tommy's brothers, and I remember Tommy when he was just a little boy hanging out on the sidelines. I coached all of his brothers. I coached Carlton and Freddie and Melvin Frazier, all 3 of his brothers, and Tommy was just a young boy then.
He was a good option quarterback then, wasn't he?
He could have been. He could have played for us. I think he's only a 5th grader. But I've known him for forever, and just wanted to mention that I started my coaching career off at Manatee High School for Joe Canan, and he's still the same coach at Manatee High School right now. And he's probably won about 90% of his games over the last 25 years.
You'd hope with the Fraziers and the Tyrone Williams and some of the other players that came out of Manatee that littered the SEC, the ACC, the Big Ten, and the old Big 8. Coach Hope with us here, Huskers Illustrated Radio. So is that an area, because of your familiarity, from a recruiting standpoint you can go tap into?
We do very well recruiting in South Florida. I was born in Gainesville and grew up in Miami. Grew up in the inner city of Miami, and then coached at Manatee High School. When I was a head coach at Eastern Kentucky, we had 63 scholarships, and 20-something scholarships went to Florida players. We had 18 players on our roster that were an hour from Orlando International.
Okay.
And in the last 3 recruiting classes, I believe we've brought about 25 or 30 Floridians to our football team.
Good.
So we have done very well recruiting in South Florida, and went down there last year and got Frankie Williams out of Tampa. He was an outstanding athlete. Raheem Mostert from New Smyrna Beach. A lot of great players out of the state.
How do you protect in-state? Despite
Tough.
Ohio State's recent problems, you don't know what the NCAA is going to do with them. Nebraska's making their presence felt in the Ohio Valley. Notre Dame's there. The University of Indiana's got a new head coach. How do you protect where you want in the state of Indiana?
Well, it's tough because from a numbers standpoint, it's a real challenge. There's probably, 6, 7 guys in the state of Indiana on an annual basis that can impact anybody's program anywhere in the country. And, I don't
Everyone's
care.
after them.
Everyone, as far west as Southern Cal and Auburn, Purdue, Notre Dame, Nebraska, everyone. Those top 6 players in the state of Indiana are great players and can impact almost anybody's program anywhere in the country. And then there's another handful of players that are really good players that we'd love to have that we can certainly win with. But then after that, it drops off a little bit, and everyone comes in and recruits the state of Indiana. So it's very competitive. You have to get on them early. You have to recruit them hard. We've done very well the last couple of years. Very excited about the guys that we've gotten out of the state. We'd like to get more of them.
Sure.
But there is a numbers issue.
There is. Coach, continue to work hard. Great attitude. Best of luck to you. And you know what? Bringing Purdue football back. Thanks a lot.
Thanks for having me on your show, and welcome to the Big Ten.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.
And Huskers Illustrated.